Om Tavakatamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavipiriditam Kalmashabham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhavignanti ye Bhurita Jana. Thy words of immortality, full of divine glories and praised by the sages. They destroy sin as well as the threefold miseries of life. They are auspicious to hear. Those, O Lord, who accept and spread Thy message are the greatest benefactors of the world. Page 87. Those who are following the Gospel along with me can go to the second paragraph. It's speaking about the bound souls. When a man thus bound to the world is about to die, his wife asks, quote, "You are about to go, but what have you done for me?" End of quote. Again, such is his attachment to the things of the world that when he sees a lamp burning brightly, he says, quote, "Dim that light, too much oil is being used." End of quote. And he is on his deathbed. He's given extreme examples, of course, but then the extreme examples are not uncommon. So when a man thus bound to the world is about to die, etc., what binds us to the world? The ego. That's what binds us. The senses will go to the objects because that's their nature. The mind will cogitate on the objects because that is its nature. Attachment comes when you identify this is nice and that is bad, etc., etc. So it's the ego that binds one to the world. And as you can say, he's saying, too much oil is being used, dim that light. In the old days, we have seen it in our villages, where you used to have a wick that could be lengthened or shortened with a kind of small lever. So that will use less oil. So that is, okay. He's not worried about now what. He's trying to kind of blank out the inevitable. So in the room with the devotee sitting, there was deep silence. This needn't be explained, but a devotee, "Sir, is there no help then for such a worldly person?" Now, as you know, Sri Ramakrishna had divided people into 4 classes. The ever free, the liberated, those struggling for liberation, striving for liberation, and the bound. So he's talking about that last category. So a person, devotee asks, "Is there no help then?" Of course, he says, the master says, certainly there is. From time to time, he should live in the company of holy men and from time to time go into solitude to meditate on God. This has been reiterated now again. As you have seen, time to time in the sense not go a couple of times in 1 year. Make it more frequently. And then live in the company of holy people. Now you must first define what the holy people are. Or you might go to some club where the nice people are there. Or you might go to some yoga studio saying, "I'm very spiritual people practicing yoga." That is not a place you're going to go to attenuate your ego. So you must know where you can get holy people. And when you go and they're saying, live with them, it's difficult now. Hey, if there's a small kind of hermitage or an ashram, you can go and stay there for a couple of days. And yes, now when you go and live there, there are rules about what you're going to do there. The Bhagavad Gita says, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena se. Go there with the idea of service, with the idea of inquiry. And after you have served them, then and also prostrate, then you can ask questions. Here people will suddenly, they will boomerang you with a question. So seekers of truth will be studied by that teacher. And then he's saying, okay, this person is competent for this level of instruction. He'll give it. And then it will go. And like Sri Ramakrishna, he will not give the whole thing from the beginning only. So let that person digest. So, as the Bhagavad Gita said, there are rules. Rules in what rules? That vidhi. These are vidhis. Prescriptive rules. Go and serve. At times, the Guru might not, or the holy person might not say anything to you. You keep on serving. And there are instances when the student has gone and served the Guru for 12 years and Guru has not said anything to him. And after 12 years, you think, now come, you are ready. Because you have served with sincerity and with humility. Now I'll teach you. And then he kept on teaching him. He saw that the receptacle is now ready. So the idea is to go and then also, after you have absorbed a little of the instruction, go and meditate on it. So you say, and from time to time, go into solitude to meditate on God. You're going to ask about God. You're not going to ask what's the latest on Netflix. So, so that you can get it anywhere. Don't go out there and say. As we begin to approach this knowledge of God, you don't forget God, the knowledge of God, with that humility and with that earnestness, things begin to open up. So this is the prescription for those who are bound. And furthermore, he says, he should practice discrimination, that discernment, and pray to God. Give me faith and devotion. So you have four things. The company of the holy people, and then you have to go and meditate now and then, solitude, and practice discrimination and pray. And what do you pray? Pray for devotion and knowledge, for faith and knowledge. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, once a person has faith, he has achieved everything. There is nothing greater than faith. If you have faith, everything is accomplished. As the scripture also said, Shraddhavan labate jnanam. The person who has faith attains knowledge. The faithless will never attain anything. So what happens is, as you keep on studying, meditating with faith, your lifestyle is going to change. Your body language is going to change. The way you speak is going to change. Everything is going to change. There will always, those who are deep into this, doing things with faith, they will feel a sense of inadequacy also. Yet, they will feel tremendous strength because of this faith. Like even the Bible, it is said, faith even like a mustard seed. It grows. So it'll start small and it start growing and growing. Now, Swami Vivekananda was also very clear about this faith. First, you have faith in yourself. If you have faith in all the 330 crore God, that is a few billion gods, and if you don't have faith in yourself, nothing's going to help you. So if you have faith in yourself, then only you can have faith in God. People have faith in God, faith in God. And if you have really faith in God, that faith also is reflected within yourself. You will start having faith in yourself. So either do it from external to internal or start from here. Faith in oneself. You must have faith in what you're doing. In all your actions and all your duties, it's not only responsibility, but there's faith. I know I'm doing this faithfully. And then you can say, I'm offering it to God after doing all these things. You do things very perfunctorily and say, oh God, take this is for you. That will not do. So Sri Ramakrishna is very clear. Once a person has faith, he has achieved everything. There is nothing greater than faith. And the scriptures, in all scriptures, it's not just one, the Vedanta scriptures. It is all scriptures. They have extolled faith. In the Vedanta, it is called one of the 6 treasures. Faith is a treasure. One has to cultivate and protect it. That is the very essence. The Bhagavad Gita also says, Yo yat shraddha sa eva sa. As a person's faith is, so is the person. You want to judge people? Judge them on the faith. The faith in themselves and faith in what they do. And what they think also, of course. That is the index. It is not how much of wealth one has or what, all those things. How much of faith does the person have? That is the index. So as usual, Sri Ramakrishna, then this profound teaching, he now will illustrate it with parables and examples. So Sri Ramakrishna to Kedar, one of the devotees, you can see, we'll bump into him now and then in this book. You must have heard about the tremendous power of faith. It is said in the Purana, that is in the mythological, that Rama, who was God himself, the embodiment of absolute Brahman, had to build a bridge to cross the sea to Ceylon, that is Sri Lanka. But Hanuman, trusting in Rama's name, cleared the sea in one jump and reached the other side. He had no need of a bridge. All laugh. So Sri Ramakrishna is also kind of, he's explaining things, but he's explaining in such a way that, religion then becomes delightful. You always think like, oh, that religious people, the moment there are some people who start doing a little spiritual practices and all, suddenly they will put on a grave face. They will talk less, they will eat less, and this and that, and so many they will start. And people wonder, oh, he's religious. And they will turn their nose up for everything. And they become hypocritical of everything. That is not religion, sorry. And Sri Ramakrishna is very clear. Religion is a natural thing. It's a joyous thing. The journey, if the journey is not joyous, then you missed the mark. Swamiji is saying, You should not make your heart into a barren waste. So here he's saying, well, Rama, and he says, Rama, the embodiment of the Absolute. He was Satyamayananda himself. Saying, he had to build a bridge with help, of course. The whole, you can say, the monkey army, they came and helped him, including so small creatures and all these squirrels. But he built a bridge. Of course, there are some people who say that bridge is still visible from satellite imagery. That was a part of India only, and it just, the sea levels rose. And they want to say it's Rama's bridge. However, then he further illustrates it. Once a man was about to cross the sea. Vibhishana means formidable. He was the brother of Ravana. He had turned against his brother and had come on Rama's side. Vibhishana wrote Rama's name on a leaf, tied it in a corner of the man's wearing cloth, and said to him, "Don't be afraid, have faith and walk on the water. But look here, the moment you lose faith, you will be drowned." The man was walking easily on the water. Suddenly he had an intense desire to see what was tied in the cloth. He opened it and found only a leaf with the name of Rama written on it. What is this? He thought. Just the name of Rama. As soon as doubt entered his mind, he sank into the water. Now this tells you, we could talk about this for days and days. Doubt. Doubt is a big demon. So, in fact, in one of the hymns, Swami Vivekananda wrote in honor of Sri Ramakrishna, he's saying, "You are the slayer of the demon of doubt." So in this age, the greatest enemy on every level, every step, is doubt. When you look around, do you think you can see God or that God exists? However deeply religious and however culture, most of the people they grow up religiously according to their culture, whatever culture it is. And however much you have sincerely inquired into this God or reality, when you look around, do you think you can see anything? Nothing. The whole world appears so ungodly. You might see some church there, some temple or a synagogue or a mosque. Or something. You might see some people going and coming. But this doubt keeps on plaguing you. In fact, doubt is one of the last, you can say, knots. The Upanishads say, "Vidyate hridaya granthi." The knots of the heart have been cut asunder. All doubts have vanished. Then the person sees that reality which is both high as well as low. So doubt, samshaya, it's a tremendous. So this doubt comes in. Doubt it's there. You might be meditating. You might say, is there really a God? Am I wasting my time? Oh. And that's the reason why he's saying, if you have faith, you achieved everything, but the enemy of faith is doubt. And that's the reason why one must keep on practicing faith. I have faith. you have faith, that's very good. Increase it. Simply, I have faith that God exists. Yeah. Now start increasing it. People don't try to increase that faith. So as we keep on increasing our faith, that faith takes possession of us, then this demon of doubt will not rear its head. What is it like? That faith? Like you are conscious, I exist. Nothing can shake you. This, do you doubt yourself? Do I exist? It's an indubitable fact in your consciousness. I exist. The same thing will happen when you have such a conviction, God exists. The Upanishads in the Vedas also it is said, Asti iti eva upalabdhavya tattva bhavena chobaya. So you must start your spiritual practices with this conviction. The reality exists, the real reality, not this. That reality which is infinite, which transcends time and space. So you have to start your spiritual practices, your inquiry, your everything first on this God exists. Then that faith keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing. Otherwise, what's the basis of one's faith? It's not an airy thing. It's not going to be kind of moving out in the heavens and skies and the air. That faith is anchored in one's own existence. And like as it was mentioned, that what attaches us to the world, what binds us to the world, the ego. It's on that ego is now a faith is kind of grafted out there. And that ego slowly, which binds us to the world, goes away. And faith grows in oneself and in God and in what we are doing and saying. If you, after reading a few books and meeting a few people, and then you think, I've been living a religious life, and one person comes with a argument that dismisses all your fragile, you can say, faith, then what happens? Most of us suffer from this. Our faith is too fragile. It quickly gets disintegrated. So one must cultivate faith, and that's what he said. Now and then go and meet holy people and practice meditation and learn to discern the real from the unreal and pray. Keep on praying. So these are the prescriptions for most of us, for all of us, especially for souls that are bound. So this is a beautiful, you can say, illustration of, Bibhishana told you walk on the water. People make a big things about miracles, and what's the power behind miracles? God's power, the power of faith. I think it's even in the Bible that Peter was drowning, and then he saw somebody walking, Jesus, and he also wanted to walk, and then he started drowning, and then Jesus had told. Then he said, ye of little faith. Why am I mentioning? Because Sri Ramakrishna, in his room in Dakshineshwar, had a picture of this. Wonderful. So when your faith is drowning, your little faith gets drowned, it has to be pulled out by God himself. So hold on to this idea. So the miracle is not important. The person walking on the water, he is walking, how the person is walking on the water, that something that Vibhishana has given, something magic. And in those days you had to have that dhotis, and then you tie it out in a cloth and, oh, Rama. Oh. There was one holy man who had come to Dakshineshwar and who used to quietly and secretly read something from his book. And he used to not show anyone what he was reading. And he used to hide that, close the book whenever somebody. So once Sri Ramakrishna comes, he secretly, quietly tries to read, opens the book and says, the whole book, only Rama is written. Rama, 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 Rama. Oh, Sri Ramakrishna says, what? Nothing in the book. So he's saying, what else is there in the world than Rama? Nothing else is. Everything is false. So here he says, the name of God itself is so very powerful. So we have been given, like Vibhishana, I gave that person to walk on the water, the name of Rama written on a leaf. Those of you who have been initiated have also been given this. A small, maybe a piece of paper, or maybe you have been told here that the name of God. And now you are supposed to take that and walk on the water. The samsara is called like Bhava Sagar. That is the ocean of becoming. It is samsara. So this is ocean. So you are supposed to take that name of God and walk on the water. But most of us, we take that and then after some time, nothing is happening. After 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, nothing is happening. Oh, I don't think anything is happening. And we sink in time. We sink completely in that sea of samsara. We shouldn't have doubted at all. So where one needs faith, in that name of God, which has been given to us. It's not just one particular name of God. In our prayers we say, in each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy. How huge then is my wretchedness, who finds in his empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. So in the Chaitanya's prayer that we do Sunday morning before the class talk. So this is telling us also. It's not a mere Rama's name written on the piece and he tied here. Oh, what's up? It is actually the same thing has been given to us. So Sri Ramakrishna is using this illustration to tell us the power of faith and also telling us you also have that already. And if one is not formally initiated, it does not matter. Take any name of God and start. This is what is the central, you can say, hub of spiritual life. Take that mantra, dive down deep. So as Swami Vivekananda also says, when the star Swati is in the ascendant, these mother of pearls, these oysters come out and they wait for that drop of rainwater to fall in it. And when it falls in it, it clamps shut, dives deep and builds a pearl. So something has gone inside one's heart from the Guru or what one has heard or what has learned. Now take that and plunge inside and develop that pearl of great price. So then he says what power the faith has. He's saying, if a man has faith in God, then even if he has committed the most heinous sins. I mean, religiously is talking of heinous, such as killing a cow, a Brahmin, or a woman. He will certainly be saved through his faith. So this is, he's telling us, not only will faith give you the realization, but it will save you. If you have whatever sins you have committed, that means all your past karma is being vitiated, is wiped out and destroyed. So he's saying, if a man has faith in God, then even if he has committed the most heinous sins, such as killing of a cow, I'm not killed a cow, but I'm killing every other thing. That means cow and plus goats and chickens and everything. So that also has to be included. Or Brahmin. That is why? Because that person is the Brahmin is supposed to be the man of God. Or a woman. There. Because why? Because women are the reflections of the Divine Mother. So he said, he will certainly be saved through his faith. So faith itself will save him from his past karma. Let him only say to God, "O Lord, I will not repeat such an action." And he need not be afraid of anything. So people want to know how to get out of past karma. And they're saying, oh, so much past karma I've got. And this is the way. All your past, the most heinous of sins are cancelled. And this is what we want. The cancellation of all what you have done. And this is done again through faith. And when he had said this, the master sang. Obviously, he gets a cue. If only I can pass away repeating Durga's name, how canst thou then, O Blessed One, withhold from me deliverance? Wretched though I may be, I may have stolen a drink of wine, or killed a child unborn, or slain a woman or a cow, or even caused a Brahmin's death. But though it is all be true, nothing of this can make me feel the least uneasiness. For through the power of thy sweet name, my wretched soul may still aspire even to Brahmanhood. This is what. So, now and then you'll find Sri Ramakrishna teaching in parables as well as explaining this further by a song. And these songs, like, it's a beautiful song. And nowadays also it's sung. Ami Durga, Durga, Durga Boli, Ma Jodi Mori. It's a beautiful song. So, so this is what Sri Ramakrishna says. I may have done everything, but I can, through thy sweet name, O Goddess Durga, I can attain to even Brahman. The highest goal of human life can be attained by. So faith in oneself and faith and faith. Swamiji says, why has India, which was at the crest of things, has become like a beggar today? Because we lost faith in ourselves. So that is what turns a person's. So worldliness, and once a person sunk in worldliness, doesn't matter. You can completely turn. In fact, these are the people who sincerely become spiritual heroes. Because they are sincerely trying to overcome their own weaknesses, their own doubts, and their own, you can say, so many things which is conjured up by the ego, just through faith. And as your faith increases, you will be revealing yourself more and more and more. You will understand yourself better and better. So this is, we can read a little more. So as we mentioned, Narendra, who later became Swami Vivekananda, was also present. Pointing to Narendra, the master said, "You see, you all see this boy? He behaves that way here. He's sitting down quietly." Okay, that's what. A naughty boy seems very gentle when with his father, but he is quite another person when he plays in the Chandni. That is the portico where the Ganga, the flight of stairs from where the temple complex led to the Ganga. So there, young men used to go and play there. Narendra and people of this type belong to the class of the ever free. So here he is declaring it that they are the ever free. They are not the bound souls. They are never entangled in the world. When they grow a little older, they feel the awakening of inner consciousness and go directly towards God. They come to the world only to teach others. They never care for anything of the world. They are never attached to lust and greed. So the ever free, the liberated, those striving for liberation, and the bound. So we've had a big discourse on the bound and what are the ways to come out of it. So he's talking about this, the ever free. And he's classing Swami Vivekananda in that. So he's saying he sits down quietly here, yeah, but he's a different person there. So same way with the person, we are sitting quietly here, but then if a little spiritual awakening comes, we'll be completely different. What he's trying to say is, these people, when the awakening comes, they will behave completely differently, like as they are free, saying they will not bother about anything in the world, they will go directly to God. And they come in the world only to teach others. So people say, oh, he's a teacher and he's a this. So Sri Ramakrishna was very clear. Have you got a stamp of authority you're teaching? The preachers there then, oh, stamp of authority, badge of authority? No, I don't think. Now, who's going to listen to you if you don't have the badge of authority? So the badge of authority is automatically given to these ever-free souls. Only these ever-free souls actually can teach about God. Other people, they will throw you into confusion, complete confusion. They will write innumerable books and all confusing. And one sentence will contradict another sentence. One book will contradict another book. So, but these people are direct. They will come, the ever free. So these ever free, it's called the Nitya Siddhas. I say, they come to teach the world. And Swamiji, when he was towards the end, said, I'm not going to teach. When Sri Ramakrishna had written, Naren Shikka Debe, that is, Naren will teach the world. No, I'm not going to do that. Your very bones will do that. So he's saying, what do you? So, and that's what he did. So to sum up, faith is what is needed. And if you have faith, you have attained everything. The alpha and the omega of spiritual life is faith. Nothing else but that. So even faith that can move mountains, have that kind of faith. That faith will bring out that will will bring out that energy. Everything is possible. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Time for questions. Okay, there are. But for ordinary people, doubt is inevitable. Oh yes, inevitable. And faith also is inevitable. Why do you take only the negative side? There are good things also. Inevitable things in the world. So, like Sri Ramakrishna says, if one thorn has pierced your foot, take another thorn and pull both of them and throw it out. It's because it is inevitable, aren't you going to struggle and fight against it? And as I said, when you have that conviction that, like, I exist, you don't doubt yourself, isn't it? Nobody doubts one's own existence. So there, if you have that kind of conviction in regard to the existence of God, then you have that kind of realization. So that also is inevitable. You have that conviction also is there. So good things are this: take one and weaken the other. So, foxes and dogs constantly fight. And they're long stories. So the idea is that who will win? The one who you feed more. That either the dog or the fox will win according to how much you feed. So your good tendencies are there, the bad tendencies are there. What you feed the good tendencies, that will become stronger, it will overcome them. So this is inevitable, but can be weakened. From a Vedantic standpoint, what does faith mean and implies? So in the Vedanta, it means Shraddha is saying, Guru Shastreshu Vishwasa Shraddha. The faith in the words of the Guru and the scriptures is called faith. Like I said, it is one of the 6 treasures. Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha and Samadhana. So I'll go. Control of the external senses, control of the internal senses, withdrawal, Uparati, withdrawal of the mind. Titiksha means forbearance. That is the stamina to undergo all types of pain. Then faith. And in the words of the scriptures, in the words of the Guru, and Samadhana is concentration. So these are the 6 treasures one needs to take up Vedanta. So that is faith. And as Swami Vivekananda has mentioned, have faith in yourself. This is much more needed, and for this age, we have lost faith in ourselves. Why do you think all the problems in society, where do they stem from? Lack of faith in ourselves. Lack of faith in society, in the institutions, and this and that, in everything. So people become spineless without that faith. Why do you think all this kinds of suicides and all these things taking place? They don't have faith. They don't believe in themselves. So Guru Shastresu Vishwasa. So it is not belief. Remember, it is not. It is faith. Okay. Okay. Do we have questions here? Then we can. Friday, we take up the next householder disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, Shambhu Charan Malik. So we've taken Gopal Irma, Yoginma, Golapma, and now Shambhu. So it might go on for a couple of years, who knows. But it'll be a good learning experience, and for me also a teaching experience, because there are wonderful lives, very transformative and very inspiring lives. And Sunday, Swami Brahmatmananda, Jim Maharaj, will give his Sunday 10 a.m. talk on the Vesper hymns of Sri Ramakrishna. Gracias. Okay, thank you. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.